Good morning, good morning, good morning again, folks. Another happy Halloween, and welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels, and we are going back to that horrible world known as the JRC. But before we do, the usual disclaimers. If you are unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, you're going to find all the pertinent links right there, linked in the description box. In particular, please take note by the one written by NeuroClastic, a small non for profit started by autistics for autistics, wherein they interviewed and surveyed over 900 ABA professionals in regards to the JRC's so called behavior modification program. The JRC doesn't want you to read that article so much. They've threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they did not remove it from the website. Sorry, folks, neck hurts. Sucks getting old. So, folks, please read that article. Share it on all your social media. We got NeuroClastic's public statement regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as a link to their GoFundMe, because we are crowdfunding in case the JRC sees through with their threat. Trigger warning number 1. When we talk about places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center and Agape Boarding School for Boys, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips or surveillance footage of people with disabilities being tortured and abused. If you do got young children present, please go ahead and utilize the headphones, all right? Number 2, trigger warning. This channel is marked not for kids for a reason. We do use profanity on occasion and speak on dark subjects. If your child is 16 and younger and they are watching this, very obviously parental supervision is advised, all right? All right, so where we left off. This just gets more nonsensical and worse as we go through it, doesn't it? The restrictions that the FDA promulgates through the Section 360 include, for example, requiring special controls appropriate for Class 2 devices. By contrast, Section 360 authorized the FDA to ban a medical device. Gee, I wonder why they went for the 360. Because they're not trying to restrict the device, they're trying to ban it outright. I don't understand how the DC Circuit is so confused. The FDA made it quite clear in their 2020 decision what they were looking to do. They were not trying to restrict it to only particular uses, they were trying to ban it entirely. Entirely, folks. It's quite clear when you read that document from that decision that they weren't trying to restrict the device. They weren't trying to say you can only use it for this and not for this. They were saying they want it banned entirely. It's very clear. The two separate sections would be sufficient to demonstrate that the restrictions and bans are distinct. Nah, no shit, you don't say. Looking more closely at the statute reinforces the point. Reading restriction in Section 396 to include bans is inconsistent with Section 360, which makes clear that the restriction is a condition upon which the device may be stole. Okay, you just said, first sentence, you just said that 360 authorizes the FDA to ban a medical device. You've now walked that back and say, but no, it doesn't. I can't. I literally can't with you people. If we somehow overlook the plain language of Section 360 and permit a ban as a restriction under 360, then Section 360 itself would be a surplusage as the FDA could find all banning authority it wanted elsewhere. Mother of God, are you retarded? Forgive me for using that ableist term. I apologize. I am a creature of my own ableist generation, and I'm working on it. Are you dumb? You just said that particular law that they are enacting to ban the device. You said previously, first sentence, it gives them that authority. And now you're walking it back and saying, but it doesn't go because it talks about the restriction. At no point throughout the entirety of that 2020 document put out by the FDA in any way or any form references a restriction. At no point. At no point at all. It talks about banning the device outright. And y'all aren't just stupid. You're trying to condescend down while being stupid. That's almost the worst kind. The arrogant stupid that think they're smart. Karen on steroids and in stereo. So let's make it short and sweet here. And we'll move on to the next one. We have the DC Circuit Court saying that the law that the FDA used to ban the device can do exactly that. You didn't have them arguing within the same paragraph, no less, that it does not. And it keeps talking about restrictions, completely ignoring the fact that within that decision done by the FDA in 2020, at no point in time did the FDA mention anything about restrictions on the device or trying to be controlling over what it's used for. It is an outright ban. And then in their condescending high language tries to sit there and belittle the FDA, saying, but you can't use a ban as a restriction. They're not. The only people who are bringing the word restriction into this DC Circuit Court of Appeals is you. We're going to close out on that. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few that we do tend to get removed from time to time. So, folks, please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe. Don't forget to hit the comments. I do appreciate your time. And as always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. Bye-bye, everyone. Sorry, Kitty's right over there.